it's Q&A time, and we're actually very excited because in 1 week exactly, we'll be doing a live show at Dice Tower Cruise.
Dice Tower Cruise in 1 week.
Yeah, so that's actually a pretty neat thing. If you're coming on the cruise, just so you know, today we're going to be taking Q&As and blah, blah, blah. There's the typical thing. I'm not going to answer all the questions. We'll answer some of the questions. But if your question's about the cruise, the chance of it getting answered is higher. Yes. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're like planning for the cruise. We're also doing some reviews. There's still things coming up. Well, that's that. So we'll talk some more about the cruise as time goes by. There's only 50 people watching anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to answer your questions. There's an FAQ I've already put up on the internet of most frequently asked questions. So if you ask a question and it's not answered, it's probably on that FAQ. If you are new to the Dice Tower, I review lots of games, and Jason plays lots of games.
Yes. I play lots of them. And
what's the game that you've played the most in the past month?
In the past month, Great Western Trail.
Really? Yeah. So you really do want those trays then?
Like at least 20 times I've played it.
Really?
Now. Yeah, I brought it. I think there's like 2 other couples and I think 1 other person. So we have at least 6 of us are going scuba diving, which will be a lot of fun in Cozumel. All of us are certified, so we're going to go on the cool scuba dive. Robert Searing actually told me he's going to be learning to scuba dive on the ship. So that's 7 of us are going to scuba dive, 6 of us together. We're going to actually fall back off a boat, and 1 is going to walk in from the shore.
Really? Is it like scarier to fall back off the boat? It seems to me like that'd be a better way to do it.
You need to be certified and trained. What they do when you first learn scuba diving, instead of holding the mask and falling back off the boat, they teach you the simple technique, which is walk in slowly from the shore and slowly descend into the water instead of deep descent.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but we'll be talking at some point, I assume, since we're talking about the cruise, next year's cruise, which we'll tell you guys about at some point. We're excited about that.
That's right. It's happening again. Do you have a captain's hat to wear on a cruise? I do, but I wouldn't wear a captain's hat on the cruise because I wouldn't want to confuse people. You know what I mean?
You do need to wear a cool hat for this.
I got hats.
A captain's hat would be cool. Captain Vassal.
No, what would be funny is if I had one of those like Captain Crunch Admiral hats. So I don't actually have one of those. I need to get on that. All right, Jason, if you could get time to play one game, what would it be? I already know what the answer is. Food Chain Magnate.
It is Food Chain Magnate or Aliens. Those are the 2 that I'll get him to play one day.
The last 2 games I played, we got rules wrong. How do you prevent that? Does it happen often? It happens often. You just prevent it by reading rules. But I mean, the biggest thing is I think just not to get too upset when it happens. Because we make a mistake in like every game.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like we were just playing a cooperative game that we had to win. And we almost won. And then we noticed a victory condition we didn't.
That you had to kill someone that we didn't know we had to kill.
Right. And you know what? That we actually lost the game probably because of that. But you know what? Whatever, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it wasn't like that invalidated our fun.
Exactly.
The only time I think it's bad is if you hate a game and then you realize you played a rule wrong to make you hate the game. That's happened a few times.
That's true.
Jason, let's do tips and strategy for Great Western Trail. Oh, what is that? What would be some tips and strategies?
Well, honestly, the tips and strategies all depend on. We now play with putting the standard buildings out in a random order. So a lot of the strategy is which buildings come out earlier in the trail because you could have more money during those ones versus the ones that are at the end of the trail where you have less money. So usually you want to work towards the ones that are earlier. So if you notice buying the cows is earlier, then you want lots of cowboys. If you notice the buildings is earlier, you want to get the builders so you get better buildings because you get your money every time you deliver to Kansas City. So you want to try to be in the thing that's going to be early in the chain.
All right. Tom, if you were offered a job for double your current salary, but you would have no time to commit to the Dice Tower, would you do it? No. No way. I really like my job. I wouldn't want to work for somebody else. Jason, what was the most proud you've ever been to beat anyone in a game, designer or otherwise? I can tell you mine. While he's thinking, mine is definitely when I beat Andreas Seaforth in San Juan.
Yes. I think mine is when we played the Dice Masters Challenge, and we beat Eric and Mike.
In one game, they beat us in the second.
I know, only because you messed something up.
Ah, blaming the weak
We
player.
could have won both of those games, but we still won 1 out of 2, and we never got to play the rubber match.
Tom, you've commented on your dislike of Risk in several videos. Jason, do you have the same dislike of Risk?
Yeah. I mean, I played Risk when I was younger, obviously, but it's a very outdated game now, and it's not anything. It's not exciting. At the time, it was, I guess, the war game before war games were out, but no, it's kind of eh.
Well, is there any version of Risk that you do like?
No. Star Wars Risk, I guess, just because it's got the IP, but not really.
The new Risk Europe, you haven't played that one, but that one is not too bad. But anyway. Okay. What can we expect at Cool Stuff Inc. on Wednesday before the cruise? I'm glad you asked. We actually know this.
Yes, lots of stuff.
Okay, so first of all, we've invited all the people in the local area to come too, all our gamers.
Yes.
So hopefully you'll be able to meet some of the gamers who aren't going on the cruise. I'm going to guess that we'll have anywhere between 50 to 100 gamers there.
No,
Maybe.
we're going to fill up the room. There's going to be 200 people there, and the whole store's going to be filled up.
I don't...
I'm confident. I believe in all our cruisers. Everyone wants to go. They're planning like shuttles to get from the hotel over.
I don't think we'll have that many people. We'll see. I'm going to set up a pitch car, so we'll run a big pitch car game.
Yep.
We're going to have free pizza.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Not free, because we actually... Cool Stuff is providing pizza. How's that?
Yes.
There's a chance that you can buy Cool Stuff games there. And I'm going to bring in...
Not just buy Cool Stuff games there. If you order games, if you're coming, and you're coming on the cruise specifically, order games by Monday and do shipping for Dice Tower Cruise, and it'll show up at the store on Wednesday for you. It'll be there waiting for you, any new game you want.
That's true. That's a good idea, really. Okay, so if you want a game, bring it there, and then we'll crack those games open and play them, because there's not going to be a ton of other games there.
And no, there's a big shelf of games, that big shelf in the back with all the games. There's a good amount of games that'll be there.
All right. And then some of our local people will bring games to play too, of course.
Yes.
And if there's not enough, we will take a truck, drive over to Jason's house, and bring over his games, crack the shrink, and start playing them.
Yes.
Any tips for first-time cruisers? If you don't live in Florida, just off the top of my head, first of all, you better bring sunscreen. Because even when it's not hot in Florida, you can get burned. Like, we've gotten burned before on winter days, like where it's 50 degrees outside. It's because the sun is just closer, that's all.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that you have that on you. And the other tip I would say when you're there is really just go with the flow. You don't have to do anything or be anywhere. You can't do everything. It's impossible.
No, exactly.
So you just have fun. I mean, we want this to be the most relaxing convention on earth.
Yes,
for board games.
And take in the sights there. I mean, they have an ice skating show that's supposed to be really good. They're going to have Grease, I hear. So if you want to see the Grease musical one night, or you want to go to the ice skating show in the day, you don't have to game constantly. I mean, we were joking how we're not going to do that much gaming because we're probably going to be meeting and greeting people and then seeing shows. You know, if you're really stressed out, go get a massage at the spa for whatever ridiculous price they charge.
Yeah, but well, that's a good thing that you brought up there. Here's the deal. You really could spend zero money on a cruise and have a great time. You really could. I mean, besides the actual money to go on a cruise. You don't need to pay for any of the extra stuff. There is free food. There's a pizzeria there that's free. There's a buffet that's free. You can never stop eating.
Yes.
And all the shows are free. And
exactly.
our gaming is free.
There's a surfing thing on the back of the ship.
Right, so you don't have to pay for any of that. They have extra stuff to pay for, but you don't have to do that. So you literally could pay $0 from the minute you step on the ship to the minute you get off.
Yes.
And not have a worse time than other people.
Exactly. Plus
Don't get tricked into spending all this money. You don't need to.
No, and you have us to play games with too, so it's,
Well, that's less exciting, I'm assuming.
That'll occupy a lot of time as well. No, it's going to be great. I mean, I've been on like almost 50 cruises in my life, and I've been telling him for years, we need to do a cruise. It's going to be awesome, and I'm very excited that he came on board.
Well, here's the deal. I really was reticent on that because a cruise seems expensive. But the thing is, when you factor out for a whole vacation, it is cheaper. And then when I went on a cruise, I could not believe how much fun it was. I thought on a cruise, I was like, man, when would I have time in the game? You have a lot of free time on a cruise. It's
Unless
the
you're
most,
climbing those rock walls all the time.
I'm telling you, of all the vacations I've ever done in my whole life, the cruise that I went on was the most relaxing. Now this one, I doubt will be as relaxing for me and Jason. But we want you guys to be relaxed on this trip.
Yes, we have good times planned, game shows, live shows, everything you could imagine.
For other things, I would bring Dramamine or something like that. You probably won't get seasick.
They'll give you a patch on the ship. If you get seasick, they'll give you the patch on the ship so you don't have to
Well, we
worry
took
too much.
Dramamine the first day just like as a precautionary thing, right? And then we never got seasick anyway, so it didn't matter. But
Yeah.
I mean, or just bring some little medicines that you might need, aspirin or what have you. That stuff's not hard to bring. You don't need to bring a ton of games. We have a pretty good library. As long as you are okay with, I want to play Great Western Trail now and it's not there, then you can play something else. You'll be fine.
And you might go home with a few games,
Maybe.
maybe. So don't have your suitcases too full.
That's right. Do not have your suitcase too full. So, and also try to go outside your comfort zone. Okay, all these other people have also come on the cruise, and they're going to be wandering around and stuff. They're going to be super friendly. There's not going to be many cliquish groups there at all, really. So,
Yeah.
go and play games with people.
I mean, our plan for dinner, we're going to be scattered about. So you could join any of us. We'll all be at different tables for dinner. You could join any of us for dinners and stuff.
Harder to join me.
My
but
table might be empty, so anyone could come and join
No.
my
I
table.
mean, I'm just saying I have a huge family. That's all. Okay. All right. So, do you like bagel with cream cheese with lox? I feel like this is a racist question for you. Do you feel like that?
I actually love bagel and cream cheese and lox, but I guess someone knows I'm Jewish.
I like bagels with cream cheese a lot. I don't dislike lox, but it was like build up like, oh, and I ate it. I was like, it's okay. I'd rather have
Oh, it's so good.
I'd rather have pepperoni or salami or something.
No, smoked salmon's great.
Well, that doesn't say smoked salmon.
That's what lox is.
That's true.
It's sort of smoked salmon. Even though it's really raw and cured, it's like sushi almost, but not quite.
What's your favorite part of a cruise? I can tell you that right now. My favorite part of the cruise is sitting at night on the side of the ship, just feeling the wind. I don't know. Oh, no. That's actually really good. But waking up in the morning and walking out on that deck,
Yes.
that's amazing. It's a great feeling.
Mine is the don't laugh. It's the spa. I don't know why I think whenever I go up there and get one of those like hot stone massages or something, it's the most peaceful, serene thing. And I never ever do them when I'm home. So I like to splurge when I go on a cruise and do something like that, and it's just great and relaxing.
All right, let's see. What's your favorite type of firework to shoot off? For me, it's the packs, the cakes they're called, where they just shoot off a whole pile in a row. Mortars are fun, but they get old pretty quickly. Are you coming to my fireworks shoot off thing at the end this year?
I think so again. I had fun opening up the wicks for Tom, and I think I lit one thing, the final thing you let me light one.
But it is pretty cool to even be that close when they're launching. It's just a neat experience.
Yes, until the one that tilted over.
But then we both ran really fast.
Yes, we did.
You're a game collector, but you don't have Kingdom Death Monster.
No.
You know what though? Even though Jason's a collector, he doesn't really go out of his way to get most Kickstarter games.
No.
Only if you hear it's really good, usually, right?
Exactly, and I usually get games after they're out. I don't kickstart. I don't think I've kickstarted anything. Well, I did kickstart the Ludo Creation thing. I kickstarted that for the Steal This Game for what happened at Essen. So I did kickstart something.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah.
I did not know that. All right, cool. On the Q&A, I said you had the most games. Now, do you think you have the most games in a game group? Probably, right?
In
You have
our
more
game
than Tony.
group, yes.
But really, Jason plays with a group of guys. There's one guy's named Tony. Tony has a big collection.
Yeah.
We have another guy in our group named David who has a big collection.
Yeah.
And then
This collection is not too shabby behind us.
no, but Z and Sam's collection is either as big or bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Who else has a big collection? Bob has a big collection.
Kenny.
Oh, Kenny has a big collection. That's right.
Yeah,
Kenny's collection is bigger than mine. I know it is.
probably because he gets half of your stuff after it's reviewed. No. I think Guinness hasn't written back. They said it takes 12 weeks for them to confirm if I could go for the record first. And then once they do, then we have to get video proof and have 2 witnesses, which I'm using Tom as my professional witness, and I don't know who else.
I built my whole life for this point to be a professional witness in Jason's large game collection.
Yes, because he's a esteemed member of a society that's involved with board gaming.
Jason,
It's crazy, those rules for Guinness.
do you like Seven Wonders with 2 players and the Dummy City, or Seven Wonders Duel better?
Duel. There's no comparison. I never liked the Dummy City anyway, and I'm glad that Bruno got with Antoine and decided they're going to make a better 2-player game. So Duel.
Looking forward to supporting the Kickstarter. Any secrets you can share ahead of time? Yeah, why not?
Oh, Kickstarter secrets, yes. How many secrets can we
Just
give away?
one. I just happen to have this on here.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we have a Scythe card.
Yes.
So,
For those of you who like Scythe, there's something special coming for that.
but there is really a lot of good promos that I really can't talk about them yet, but you'll see. You'll see. All right. What's the most overrated Spiel des Jahres? I know
Villa
yours
Paletti.
is. Because he's so mad that Puerto Rico lost to it.
I always say, hey, this game is no Villa Paletti. That's my little joke.
I always thought Kingdom Builder was one of the most overrated ones because, well, I don't know, Kingdom Builder. But wait, what's the one that beat Blue Moon City? Oh, Lost City's the board game.
No. Kingdom Builder, trust me, it was better than Villa Paletti.
I need to know if I have a chance of playing a board game with Tom, Sam, or Z on the cruise. Your chances are decent. I mean, there's going to be 400 people, and let's say 300 of them play games. So then that means you split that, divide it by 3, and it's 100 people who want to play a game with us, each one of us. It's possible. Just don't.
We're going to be at different tables, so we're not going to be playing
That's
games
true.
with the
I'm
4
going
of
to
us
try
sitting
not to
together.
play any games with Sam, Z, or Jason on this cruise. Really. I mean, now I might play some games with. Might play a game with Robert. I mean, even Eric, I played a lot of games with him at BGG. So.
But I could tell you this, even though you only said you could want to play with Tom, Sam, or Z, I'll play a game with you for sure if they don't. For Sarah.
But what if there's like a whole line of people?
Well, I'm going to make sure she gets to play with one of the 4 of us, even if she didn't write me in the question.
Is Risk Europe better than 8 Minute Empire? Yeah, 8 Minute Empire was just okay.
I like 8
it.
Minute Empire.
Yeah, but I like Risk Europe better. If you both raced, who would win in a 100-yard dash? Probably Jason. He runs more than I do.
Yeah.
Volume seems low.
We're talking as loud as we can.
Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Do you have any games you would never break the shrink wrap on that are part of your collections? No for me. What about you?
That I would never break shrink wrap? No. I would break the shrink wrap on any game. I mean, the only reason that I have games in shrink wrap is I just never played my copy. It doesn't mean I haven't played the game, just not my copy. But if someone was at my place and said, "Hey, let's break this open," I would break it open. So, no.
Let's see. What's the most amount of games you've played in a single day? For me, I want to say I just played 13 games on Black Friday, which for me was a lot. I would say it's somewhere, I mean, even when we do it 24 hours, we don't play that many because we play some long ones in the 24 hours. So I'll say between 12 and maybe 20, maybe, I don't remember.
I don't know. I mean,
You wouldn't normally
I've
play a
played-
bunch of small games.
no, I have played like.
Unless we're counting like each version of Spyfall as a separate game.
I
Then
mean, I've played like whatever, No Thanks and this and that in days. So, but I don't know what the most is. Over 10, I know I've played more than 10 different games in a day.
are there games which people in your group like but you refuse to play? Well, that's a better question for you.
That people like that I refuse to play?
Now the sound is too high.
Oh,
I'll go fix it. All right.
Are there
Continue.
games that
Like you refuse to play.
I refuse to play? Very few.
You
but
refuse to play.
I'm trying to think which ones.
No, you refuse to play that alien game with me.
What alien game?
Um, the
What alien game?
where you're all attacking Earth together.
Oh, because that wasn't
Conquest
good.
of the Planet Earth. But you didn't play the co-op version. You only played the competitive version.
Okay, yeah. Well, if there's a game I don't like, then I'd be like, I don't want to play it again. So yeah, every once in a while there's a game that
I get Jason to play a lot of bad games.
yeah, which I never play again.
Let's see here. Now the sound is fine. Super confusing.
Okay,
All right.
I think we're good with this.
I'm not moving it again, okay? Best board game at the moment to bring to an internet game show I'm invited to? I don't know what that means. You need to give me more information. What does that mean? My family loves Boulder Dash. Can you suggest something with the same feel that is better? Time's up. I mean, I love Boulder Dash. Boulder Dash is in my top 100 games. I think Boulder Dash is great. But if you're looking for the same kind of feeling, Time's Up, hands down. The first hat added to my collection, the hat that started it all, I don't know. I got hats when I was a kid. I don't remember.
I only have baseball hats, baseball caps, I guess.
What's your favorite Risk game other than Risk Legacy? Did you play Risk Legacy? You must have played it at some point. You never have?
No.
Oh, okay.
I saw your copy and I saw someone else's copy, but I don't like Risk, so I wasn't interested.
I'll probably
in
say the new
Risk.
Risk Europe. But Risk 2210, you got to kind of be in the mood for it. It's such a mean game. What games are you most excited to play on a cruise? Do not care what I play.
Yeah, there's no.
I'm just there to relax and have fun.
Yeah, basically, whatever they pull out, we're gonna do. I'm pretty much I know I've had people say we want to play Food Chain Magnate with you. So if they do, I will. We're supposed to be bringing it, so I'll play it with you.
But this really brings up a point that we really want to drive home, okay? This is not your typical game convention. This is not a convention that you should want to go to, be like, how many games can I play? Sure, play games and everything, but a cruise is not meant to get as many games as you possibly can. It's meant to play games, sure, but also to relax and have a good time. And if you're just trying to get as many games as you can, I don't feel like you're relaxing. Or at least you're harshing my vibe.
It doesn't harsh my vibe. I'll be up until the wee hours of the night playing games with whoever wants to stay up to those wee hours of the night. And then I'll be sleeping for like 4 hours and then back to gaming again.
What's this talking about? Do you know that crazy fireworks tent in Orlando?
I don't know. I guess
There's fireworks tents
They're everywhere in Florida.
everywhere in Florida. I mean, they usually wait here until the Christmas trees go down. So like the day before Christmas or something. I mean, at that point, if you're buying a Christmas tree, come on now. So they like in the movies, they always buy a Christmas tree like the day of Christmas. But
See,
most people down here do not do that.
It's so weird because growing up in New York, the only time there was ever fireworks was 4th of July. And here it's like fireworks for like New Year's and this and that. And it's
I
so
would say there's
different.
almost more fireworks here at New Year's than there is for 4th of July.
Yeah, I know, which is weird. I'm not used to that.
Man, I'm going to blow up stuff. Let's see, blah, 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 best dice game. Let's see, GMT has great customer service. Yes.
We did that.
Wasn't there a request to inform Dice Tower of anniversaries or birthdays that might occur during the cruise? Sure. You asked people for that, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, we know who's the honeymoon couples because they made it a point
If you
to
have a
tell
birthday or
us.
anniversary and you want us to say something about it, I don't know what. Email Jason. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we could have cake set up on a table for birthdays or whatever. Just let me know if you want anything special. They'll take care of it on the cruise.
Any game where the roll and move doesn't bother you?
Monopoly? No,
Well, he
I'm
mentioned Merchants of
joking.
Venus and Zaya. Both have roll and move. But That's Life has roll and move. And that's an okay roll and move game.
Well, the game that has roll and
Formula
move,
Day.
Yeah, Formula Day is. I was going to say a game that's like Monopoly, but actually a lot better. Is I can't think of the name right now. Rail Baron, or whatever they call the new version of it. Boxcars.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like Monopoly, but much better than Monopoly.
Have you ever sprinkled salt on your watermelon? It's quite good, but I feel like only my family does it. We did that when we were kids.
I never put salt on watermelon.
Oh, you should. You should. Just like you should put salt on an egg. You ever put salt on a tomato?
No.
Oh man, sliced
I
tomato.
don't put salt on a lot of things. Eggs I think is the only thing I put salt on.
All right. You don't put like salt on your like normal food, like corn and rice and all that jazz.
No.
Well, that's because you eat at restaurants like all the time. They season your food for you.
Yeah.
Is the cruise port within walking distance from the Fort Lauderdale airport? Or should my girlfriend and I get a ride? It's not far, but you should get a ride.
Unless you want a lot of exercise. I think it's like 2-3 miles at the most.
Here,
At the
well,
most.
it's not just that though. They're not the kind of roads you want to walk on.
Yeah, it's a highway. It's basically a highway from the airport thing. I'd say it's 2 miles.
Just
it's
Uber
short.
it.
It's short, but Uber it.
Uber's in Fort Lauderdale, right?
Or taxi it. They'll have taxis at the thing, which I think it's like.
It can't be that
It's
expensive.
like 20, it's a little bit more than if you bought the transfer.
They
but
definitely know you're going to the.
yeah, there's going to be a whole taxi line of taxis to take you to the cruise port.
What are the demographics of the people signed up for the cruise through Dice Hour? Mostly families, mostly young men, women.
Everything.
Yeah, when I went through and looked at the names, and I can't tell completely from a name whether it's a man or a woman, but when I was going through counting, and this was back when we only had 300 people signed up for the cruise, but there was like 130 of those 300 people. It seemed to be women to me.
Yeah, like there's a lot of married people coming, but there's
single people
there's a lot
coming.
of single people that are like two friends in a room, so there's a good combination.
There's young and old, I think. I honestly don't know because we haven't met most of these people
there's
yet.
some families. I mean, I've been handling most of the work and handling all the names and everything, and there's a good mix. I mean, it'll be fun. I mean, everyone are fun people. People are great, and we're gonna have a great time. That's the plain and simple of it.
What's your favorite food on Christmas Eve?
Chinese, but I'm Jewish. Because it's the only thing that's open for takeout.
Okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there. What do I eat Christmas Eve? I usually eat Christmas cookies. I love Christmas cookies. I love Christmas cookies. In fact, I should like put that on the internet. Please send me Christmas cookies. And since as soon as this cruise is over, I'm going to be on like super strict diet, except Christmas Eve and Christmas and New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so next year
But seriously, as soon as we're off this cruise,
we're gonna start putting Tom's numbers back on as Tom thinks to get him back down.
Oh, yeah, but we were really, as soon as the cruise is over, boom. No joke. I'm serious on that. Because I don't want to go back to where I was, right? And it would be easy to do that after the cruise.
Yes.
Okay, is there a game that you like really wish you had in your collection, but you don't?
That's like a Grail game? Not really. I mean, everything that I want, I have. Or if it's something like, oh, I really want that now, then I would just buy it.
Tom Simmons, you have a promo mini now. If Jason could have one, what game would it be for? Well, actually, Jason's getting a card this year. Did you know that?
No.
Oh, here.
I didn't know I'm getting a card, but I'm hoping that in 2 years, since I don't think it'll be this year, I'm hoping in 2 years I'll have a cool minifigure like the rest of the gang.
Eric's getting one this year.
Eric's getting one this year.
But we can't. That's all we can say.
So in 2 years, it's my turn, I think. So in 2 years, I should have a figure like everyone else. And I promise that anyone who comes to any of our booths at any conventions, I will sign every single one of them for you. And, you know, oh, look at that. That's awesome.
That is for,
the Viking game.
Champions of Midgard.
Yeah, I have a Champions of Midgard card that actually looks really cool.
Hang on. I can actually...
I look tough and... I look really tough and cool in it. I think Tom's going to drop it in. I don't know how he does this, but...
Yeah, okay, actually, let's see if I can figure this out. Let's see. Display
if
capture.
we go black for a second, we're sorry, but he's...
Okay, hang on. This is going to be weird. Okay, you're going to see a bunch of weird things for a second. Don't freak out by that.
Don't freak out, but here comes my special Champions of Midgard promo.
Let's close OBS.
Which, by the way, is now
there.
Here's the second thing from the Kickstarter that you're getting to see today. My special Champions of Midgard promo. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, it's a new character that you can play as a playable character. This is just concept art, so it's not completely done yet.
That looks awesome. That looks just like me. That's awesome.
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to say that it's slightly larger than you.
No.
Slightly more muscular.
Wait. Let's go back to the camera and show these guns.
Hang on, let me turn off this.
The guns are
device
here.
Capture here so that people don't go crazy.
Me and Rob are the same now. Look at that. Look at that. That's just like the picture.
All right. All right. So hopefully that. I got to figure out a way to do that without like making OBS just. But whatever. Okay. So
But yeah,
anyhow,
in 2 years I might have a mini, but Eric is going to have a mini this year, so you'll see an Eric mini, and in 2 years I think I'm the next one up. So eventually I'll have a mini.
all right. Let's see here. Who else is going on the cruise? Okay, so from the Dice Tower, it is myself, Jason, Sam, Z, and families. Eric, Summer, Derek,
Robert, our webmaster,
and Kenny.
and Kenny.
I'm counting Kenny as part of the Dice Tower.
And Kenny, our awesome assistant at everything.
Right. So, and then the folks who run the Dice Tower convention will be there. Patrick Havert,
Patrick,
and family,
Lori, and Heather.
and the folks who run Cool Stuff will be there. We also have a couple industry guests. We have Kristen Looney from Looney Labs will be joining us.
Yep.
And Josh from CGE.
Yep.
Actually, that might be it. We
Yeah.
don't have any other industry guests.
That's it for this year.
Oh,
Hopefully,
they'll be lining up in the future.
after they hear how awesome this is, we're going to have tons of industry guests next year.
All right. So anyway.
And if we didn't sell out, we did have 2 more industry guests that were going to come, but we were sold out, unfortunately, by the time they decided.
Favorite John
So
Wayne
decide
movie?
early this year for the cruise, because next year, even though we're increasing the amount of people, it's still going to sell out pretty quick.
Favorite John Wayne movie for me will be The Longest Day.
Mine? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. Because there's so many good ones. The one where the whole story is the lie. What's the name of that movie again? Where the whole story was the lie.
The whole story was the lie?
Where like the whole story could have not been true or could have been true. That one. The Western one. I know every movie of his is a Western one. I forget the name of it.
I don't know. Well, The Longest Day isn't Western. But I don't think he's not like the main character. Okay, anyway. This is an interesting question from Mark. He says, I keep hearing that we're in a golden age of board games, but designers and publishers are saying there's no money in making games. Do you think there's something that needs to change? Well, let me rephrase, let me clarify that. We're in a golden age of board games for people playing them, for sure.
Yes.
However, there's certainly money to be made in games, especially as a publisher. However, it's difficult to break into that, just like it's difficult to break into anything. Let's say video games. Video games are booming, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to like start a video game company and make money. It just is.
Exactly.
But it's even harder for a board game designer because just simple numbers here. Most games sell 5,000 copies. You get a game. You get 5% of that game. And that's not 5% of what it sells for. That's 5% of what the publisher sells it for. They'll probably sell for $20.
Yeah.
What is 1% of $20? That's 20 cents. So you get $1 per game. Am I right there? Yeah, $1 per game. So you make $5,000. I don't think you can live off $5,000. You have to get a game that's even. So let's say you have a game that sells 50,000. Well, now you've made $50,000.
But only 1 year. You don't make it every
Right.
year.
You know, so it can be difficult. It's not impossible, but it can be difficult. For a publisher, it's different. But a publisher, you got to. Where's this initial money going to come from? And Kickstarter and all that. So it's not impossible. I don't think things need to be changed. I mean, what should we do? Make it easier for you to get into? No, it should be a difficult business. Everything you should have to work for what you get. Mm-hmm. Will we supply an event schedule for the cruise?
Yes.
Well, first of all, if you've never been on a cruise before, every day on a cruise you get
what's called a cruise compass, and ours are special. He's laughing, but we're going to have some special cruise compasses. You guys are going to have lots of souvenirs for those who are coming on the cruise. We wanted to make this extra special for you, and I wanted to make it extra special for you. Tom's laughing, but there will be something that the cruise line gives us every day called a cruise compass, and that will have the list of everything that they do.
It's like your best friend, man. It'll tell you every possible thing you can do.
At 4:45, there's a walkathon, and at 4:50, there's a needle and thread thing, and at 5 o'clock, there's I almost said at 4:60. At 5 o'clock, there's food at the buffet. So you'll see that. But we're also going to have our own little thing that says when our events are that won't be in there because our events will not be.
To be clear, we have 3 events.
4 of them.
4 events. It's not.
We have 2 game shows. We're going to do an opening day game show and a closing day game show. We also have
a live
show, and we also have Tom's going to do religious service on Sunday.
Yeah, but so, and here's the deal. You don't even have to come to these events. I mean, I would come to the game shows. Please come, because otherwise I'm working on them for no reason. But really, it's again, you don't have to go to everything. You can't go to everything. Now, our shows do not conflict with ship shows, I think, right?
No, we purposely made our shows not conflict, so you can like go to our closing night game show and then go see Grease right afterwards if you want to. If all you want to do is see shows the whole time, and then you could game after that. That's the whole cool thing, is there's so many things to do. You know, I'm gonna go see the ice skating show. Ice skating shows are amazing.
All right. Would you like an expansion for Food Chain Magnet, or do you feel like it will never need one?
It doesn't need one. It's perfect as is. I mean,
All right,
what
cool.
else can you do to it?
Have we ever disagreed about games if it was good or bad? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually have pretty similar. Like, Jason's my agreeer with Euro games, like Sam and Z, like Great Western Trail. They'll never play that, or Mombasa.
Yeah.
But Jason will play these games with me, and so I'm glad for that. But we do disagree on games. Like, I'll say, this game's great. And he's like, no. And then he'll say, 18XX. And I'll be like, ah. I'll cry and run out of the room.
Yeah, see, Tom doesn't know good games when he doesn't judge 18XX. By the way, 1846, there might be a review coming out soon, and I just want to say it's really awesome, and it's the best produced 18X game I've played yet, and it's incredible. That's the GMT one, for those of you who didn't know. GMT put out a new 18X game.
I'm invited to an internet board game reviewer to play with his staff a board game. Would love to hear your current suggestion for a Let's Play.
Huh?
I still think you need to be specific here. What internet board game reviewer? I think I know most of them. Tell me who the internet board game reviewer is, and we'll tell you what game you should play with them. What makes you decide to try a new strategy that might make you lose the game over a strategy you know will give you a chance to win? When do you start experimenting rather than going for the win?
We did this when we played the new Dominion set. I purposely took one of each card because I wanted to see what they all did. Even though I didn't win that game, I was like, I'm just doing everything.
Okay, that's true. The first time we try an expansion, we always try weird stuff. It also depends who you're playing with, for me. So let's say I'm playing with some people who are new to the game and don't know the game very well, but I do know it well. Let's say I'm playing Le Havre against you. I'm going to try some weird new thing I haven't tried in Le Havre before, just to try it out, right? Because that's fair. But if I'm playing Jason in Le Havre, I'm trying my hardest to crush him, because...
Yeah, because we're sometimes
have we
competitive.
even? I don't know that we've ever played Le Havre.
We haven't. We need to one day.
I think I could hold my own against you in Le Havre.
If 3 other people want to play Le Havre with us, we could play a 5-player Le
Oh,
Havre.
I don't know. I'm not playing. I know I don't play Le Havre with more than 3.
Well, three's the most best number for it. I
Because
think.
if you play with 4 players, some rounds you have one action. That's not fun for me. All right.
Don't worry. There's going to be space next year for the person who said they wish they were going this year.
That's true. Well, we're not trying to make people feel
expanding.
bad for not. Well, yeah, we are trying to make you feel bad a little bit for not going. But if you can't go, you can't go.
Next year, just so everyone knows, we're expanding one more day. So instead of leaving Thursday to Monday, we're going to do a Saturday to Thursday. So it's going to be one extra day because that's when we get the conference room. And the prices are going to be a little bit higher only because it's an extra day. But comparatively, last year it was for the insides, it was $500 per person, $1,000 for 4 night. For the 5 night, it's going to be $625 a person, so it's $1,250. So it's basically on par. You're paying for an extra night, but right now we have inside rooms at $1,250. We have ocean views at $1,450, and we have balconies at $1,850. That's for 2 people, and that includes everything, the taxes, the tips, everything. And just so you guys know, for the future, which we did this year because we worked with Royal Caribbean on it, is they have something called Next Cruise. So everyone who's going on our cruise this year who books for next year, they get a $50 discount. And we will be doing that for future years. So if you guys come next year, you'll get a $50 discount the year after, as long as you book it while you're doing the cruise. So we want people to come year after year after year, and we're going to get you a discount if you get onto it on board early.
Oh, and also we should mention that the cruise is going to be a slightly different date. It's going to be the first week of December instead of the second.
Yeah, December.
It's just when we could get it, you know.
December 2nd to 7th. Officially, it's the same week. It's just we're leaving on Thursday, and this one's the one that leaves on Saturday and gets back Thursday.
Right.
So it's basically 5 days earlier than this year.
The cruise that we are getting on after is the cruise we're going on next year.
Yes, we're going 1 cruise earlier than this
We
one.
might do a 7-day cruise at some point. We'll see, but they are more expensive, so.
Also, I don't know if people. I mean, if people decide they want to expand the 7 days, I guess we could expand the 7 days, and then we could go on one of the super duper ships because they all go out of Fort Lauderdale too.
Well, we'll see. My goal is eventually to make this big enough that we have the whole ship. Could you imagine just like everywhere you go on the ship, people are playing board games?
Well, that they told us already. Since I've been the one coordinating most of this, they told us when we get to that point, we could in the theater, we could rip out all the seats out of the theater, and we could put tables in the whole theater. We could put tables on the stage, tables where the seats were in the theater, and we could have the whole theater where you normally see the shows would be gaming. Also, the dining rooms, we could use the dining rooms as gaming, and then they could serve food while we're playing games in the dining rooms. Also, by the pool, we could have tables set up by the pool. We could even cover one of the pools and have more tables. I have all this planned for when we could eventually get.
That's a bit away here.
When we can get to 3,000 people, I have this all planned. This year's 420 when you include like the kids that are coming. Next year we're going for 600 plus kids, and eventually we'll get to 3,000. And when we do, we've got really cool plans when we get to that.
That's like a pipe dream for me. Okay. Thoughts on Star Wars Destiny? How many boosters do you think is enough to get without getting into the competitive scene? I'll tell you this. I got the starter packs with 4 boosters, and 4 boosters is not enough. All right. You don't need to get, be honest, you don't need to get everything.
You need to get everything. I played it.
Stop it. You don't need to get everything. Stop telling people stuff like that.
You do need to get everything. It's not on sale yet because I have to buy it.
No, it's not.
It was supposed to come out today.
New Angeles, yeah, I don't see it here. I just looked at for it.
It hasn't come out today.
Well, the only thing I can think of is maybe it came out and they only had enough for the pre-orders.
No, because they would still put it up there. They usually put it up. Maybe it's officially getting released tomorrow. But yeah, Star Wars Destiny, we played with everything at Board Game Geek Con, or mostly everything, and the more you have, the cooler it is, obviously. So I would get everything. Or I'm going to get everything.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so a realistic answer. I'm going to think...
1 box. Pay cool stuff you can
I'm
get a
not
box
even
for
sure
80,
10 boosters.
$85.99.
I'm not even sure 10 boosters.
Yeah, but here's
I'm
the thing.
cooling on the game a little bit. However, I'm going to wait. I'm going to play it some more. Jason's going to get everything. I'm going to play stuff. And me and Jason are going to do an Every Game is Awesome review of the full version of Star Wars Destiny.
Yes, because
okay?
you need the purple characters, and you only get 6 purple characters per box of 36. So, and there's 17 of them, so you'd need at least 3 boxes to get all of them. And the purple characters are obviously Darth Vader,
you don't need
Luke.
but
Darth
don't
Vader,
need to get
all
some.
the cool characters are purple. So, if you want to play with the cool characters, you need to get 3 drop boxes, or get lucky and just randomly get them.
All right, well, let's just wait and see. Okay, let's see here.
Oh, yes.
Is it all right if I don't have a suit for the formal night on the cruise? Okay, this is a question. We're going to answer this in an email too. But when you go on the ship, okay, there's 2 kinds of meals you can go to. You can go to a formal meal, or you can go to buffet. Well, there's also a pizzeria. Also, I think you can get room service.
You can get room service every
Although
night
I think
if
you need
want.
to change. You
if
get
for
charged
room
for room service now, I think.
It depends on the hours. If it's overnight, you get charged. If it's during the day, you don't get charged. You could also order the dinners from the dining room and have room service to your room. Which I didn't know if you knew that.
Okay, so anyway, there's plenty of ways to get food. But if you eat in one of the main dining halls, which is free, and they give you a menu and it shows appetizers and shows food, and you literally can say, I want everything. Don't.
You could order like 5 appetizers, 2 main meals, get a little taste of everything.
Okay, so anyhow.
Share around the table.
So anyhow, when you do that, so you need to wear a Dice Tower shirt. No, you need to wear a collared shirt for the meals. But is it Saturday night or is it Friday night?
It's Friday night. The second night is when our formal night's going to be.
So it's right after the Dice Tower show.
It's right.
That's problematic.
Why?
Because people are going to want to go change. They're not going to want to come watch the Dice Tower show in a suit.
No, right after the Dice Tower live show, everyone could go and change and then come.
Actually, come to the Dice Tower live show in a suit, and I'll give you a prize.
Okay, so
people
who come in suits to the live show are going to get extra special prizes. I'm going to go change after the live show. I'm telling you guys right now.
I'm not. I'm going to do the live show in a suit. First time ever.
Now, Tom loves being to things on time, but officially, even though dinner says 6 o'clock, as long as you show up by 6:30, you can still have dinner. You don't need to be there right at the crack of 6. We basically have the whole 4th floor dining room to ourselves, except for there's a few rooms and there's a few tables that aren't, and those people at those tables are going to be like, ugh, what's with these gamers?
Just look at them.
But
no, they shouldn't say what with these gamers, because gamers are normal people. How they can even know we're gamers?
because some of us are probably going to walk in with t-shirts. I just have a feeling now that someone's going to walk in with a t-shirt and not want to change. For the formal night though, you should wear a button down. You should wear a tie. Most people on the ship will be dressed up. They will take formal portraits for you if you want them. So it's still nice to dress up. And
Now, when we went, we refused to do this last cruise, so we just went to the buffet. You really can do that. You don't have to go to the formal thing.
I'm bringing a button down, a nice thing. I don't know if I'll bring
Can't
a
believe
jacket.
that you wear a T-shirt on my show and then you wear a suit for this for a dinner.
Maybe I'll wear a suit for the live show.
Okay.
But I guess in the best way to answer it is, if you want to go to the dining room, you do need to be dressed up more properly for the one night on Friday. The rest of the nights, if you wear polo shirts, they won't let you in with shorts, I'll tell you that. So be prepared to eat buffets if you only bring shorts with you. But definitely bring outfits. It's worth it.
I would recommend doing it because I think you'll enjoy it coming in. I always think you should take a nice break from gaming anyway. He doesn't believe that, but no, you do it anyway. But I think you should go to dinner and go hang out with other gamers.
And here's the best part. Well, those of you who wrote to me about allergies, which was 9 rooms, 18 people, you guys are assigned to 3 specific tables. When you check in on your little room key and everything, it's going to tell you what table you are. I can tell you you're at 472, 473, and 474.
You seriously are good at this stuff.
So I put all the people with allergies at those 3 tables, so that way the waiters will be able to take care of your allergies, all your requests. They'll know what you guys can eat and can't eat, and they'll make sure to take care of you. Everyone else, we're going to have a whole bunch of tables with these little Dice Tower Cruise things in the middle of them. Basically the rest of the 4th floor. You can sit at any of them you want. We're all going to sit at different tables, so you'll be able to join all of us for dinner each night, and different people could join us each night. Or, the first night, by the time I get my suit on the formal night, I might be 15 minutes late and show up at 6:15, so I'll just join whatever table has a seat left. But yeah, it's pretty much, you'll be able to sit wherever you want. In our section, we have, I think, 70 tables, 75 tables. We have a lot of tables. And we could just come in and you could as long as you show up before 6:30, you could be seated. If you show up after 6:30, they're going to say, sorry, you can't be seated anymore, just so everyone knows.
All right. Who is the better game teacher between you? Why? It's me. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Jason is a way better game player than I am. He thinks at the end game, and so has a hard time communicating that with the lesser peons.
I'm too thorough. I go through too many rules, and I'm told I ramble on, just like I'm talking about the cruise.
That's fine.
I ramble a lot.
What are your favorite cookies? All right. Right now, I want to say sugar cookies because I so love sugar cookies.
Oatmeal raisin, #1.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's not even in my top 10. Chocolate chip cookies, macadamia nuts.
Chocolate chip is #2.
M&M cookies, the little cookies with a cherry in the middle.
Oh, the Italian one. Okay, well, if that's the case, then rainbow cookies are the best. You know those 7-layer rainbow ones with a little bit of like the raspberry. It's like it's got chocolate coating and it's got the different colored cake cookie things, and they've got the raspberry between each one, and it's called a rainbow cookie. Those are the best cookies ever.
Pretty much anything Pepperidge Farm makes.
Yes, mint Milanos.
Milanos. Actually, I like raspberry Milanos better than
raspberry
mint.
Milanos.
But any Milano. You could say Milano, garbage Milano, and I'd be like, well, let's try it anyway. But also the cookies with a Hershey Kiss in. Those are great.
Those are good too. Yes.
Or a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I can make a top 10 list of cookies. All right, let's see.
I can make a top 100 list of cookies.
Where did we meet? We met at our gaming group, and I believe the first game we ever played together, I might be wrong, but I think it was Commands and Colors Napoleon.
It was at Joel's store, which is no more.
Yeah, I drove by there yesterday. It's like gone. There's nothing there.
We met there. Actually, Mike Fitzgerald told me to get in touch with you for gaming, so that's how we met. And yeah, we've been gaming ever since, like over 6 years now. It's been a long time.
Do you guys watch Gilmore Girls? If so, can you tell me what the final 4 words are? I know what the final 4 words are because
I don't, but I know that Sebastian Bach was like on the show, because when I was hanging out with him one night, he was talking all about how he's like some singer on the Gilmore Girls, and I'm like, I still don't watch that show.
All right. What's your favorite gaming company at the moment? Oh, I have no favorites.
My favorite at the moment. Are we talking about based on the games that are out, or based on?
Yeah, there's so many
coolness
aspects in there. I mean, there's a lot of game companies, and I mean, really, I don't wish to really put any companies up on a pedestal so much. There are some companies that they really are a pleasure and a joy to work with. So
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you what my favorite games are, which come from different companies.
Okay, so we'll do that then.
Like my favorite games, or going by my top 10, I have more games in the top 10 from Czech Games than any other company. So I would say Czech Games is probably my favorite company, but that's because I think Vlad is a genius. Now, the hottest company right now, I'd say, is Stronghold, because Terraforming Mars, Great Western Trail,
Yeah, that's really hard for me to believe. We give him garbage all the time, right?
and he's the hottest company.
But he definitely had a strong essence because Great Western Trail and Terraforming Mars are two of the hottest games of the year. Decently
Lagrange
hot
Dice.
games. Lagrange, the dice game, Fabled Fruit, and Jorvik are all
Yes.
pretty strong. And then, of course, the one from Jeff, not Fog of War, because that one hasn't got a lot of buzz yet. Dragon and Flagon
Dragon and Flagon.
has gotten some buzz, and even Fuji Flush, which is like Uno. But I mean, that's getting buzz.
Yes.
He has a very strong year for sure. Cool Mini or Not, of course, is still rolling across the board with stuff. Portal is really moving up.
Yes.
CGE is pretty strong these days.
Yeah,
Even though they don't make a ton of games, the ones they
Codenames
make.
put them over the top, and then obviously everything else beyond that. Adrenaline was great this year.
Asmodee/Fantasy Flight is definitely going down a little bit, I believe.
No, I mean, Rebellion was this year. Rebellion was amazing.
That's true. I understand that, but I'm saying overall their games are not nearly as like. For example, New Angeles just came out. Are you like dying to play it? I'm interested in it, but are you dying to play it?
No, but that's because they haven't promoted it, so I don't even know what the game's about yet.
It's in the Android universe type thing. Jason, do you regularly play video games? Any current favorites?
I do. I don't play them that much. I mean, the game we play the most is FIFA. FIFA because, at work we have a PlayStation and we play FIFA at work sometimes because obviously I work for Univision Deportes, which is the Univision Sports Network. So yes, basically FIFA soccer is the game I play the most, but Star Wars Battlefront is my favorite, and Final Fantasy is my favorite other games. And then what else besides Final Fantasy and that? Madden football. Those are really games I play. I don't play that many games like I used to because I'm playing board games and hanging out with friends now. I don't need to sit home and play video games.
You have every rock band ever made.
I do have every rock band ever made, and Tom knows because he helped me load it in. But that's cool. It's like, I mean, look, I'm wearing a CBGB shirt. Come on.
Okay. Did you hear about the new expansion to Orleans coming in 2017?
You mean the one that we played already
and reviewed,
but that Tasty Minstrel is going to release in a year?
I'll tell you what, though, I really like that expansion. That's a really solid expansion.
Yes, not the traitorous intrigue part. The other part's amazing.
How do you rate Arkwright, or have you played it yet?
Oh, I love Arkwright.
Oh, really?
Arkwright's great. Arkwright is a really solid. I mean, Spielworks in general makes really solid games, and I think we're going to get Solaris Mission soon, so we'll be able to tell you about it. But Spielworks in general makes really good games, and Arkwright, I think, was top-notch.
Why are there no women on the Dice Tower staff? Well, first of all, I'm going to argue that there is, because I think Melody would strongly object to not being called a woman. But as it stands, like, for example, I just had a video editing job. I don't believe any women applied for that job. But I'm sure that will change in the future as we get bigger and hire more people. I'm sure we will do that. We certainly would not discriminate against that for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of contributors that are
right now. Yeah, and that's true, right? We have contributors
Suzanne,
and things
who's like awesome,
and Mandy and stuff. But the thing is that Sam and Z were just good friends of mine, and it just kind of morphed into that, right?
Yeah.
And when I did a video editor, I did a search for video editing, and I got about 20 different resumes and stuff, and I think they were all from guys, but I would not have disallowed a female or a woman applying for the job. So
yeah, no, I mean,
I would imagine you will see that in the future, especially if Melody takes over at Dice Tower. Then what are people going to say then?
There's a good question.
Why is Jason so mean to all the rest of our play group?
I'm only mean to Sam, and that's the only one that I'm ever mean to. Wink, wink.
Who is this?
Sam wrote that question.
Sam Healy.
I'm not mean to the rest of our game group, except for Sam. No, I'm just joking. No.
Yeah, someone asked here, what's the head count for the cruise? It's 400.
420.
And is it on a cruise ship with just Dice Tower? No, it's part of a big cruise ship. We're part of a bigger cruise ship. I don't believe is there any other groups on the ship?
There's some tiny groups that are like 20 people.
I mean, like family reunion type
family
stuff.
reunion stuff. But we're the only big group, and the whole ship holds
Mutiny.
3,600 plus kids, or plus what they call the third and fourth room, and we have 20 third and fourth. No, we have less than 20 third and fourth rooms, but there's going to be about 3,800 people on the ship, and we're 420 of them, so we're approximately 1/9 of the ship. So there's going to be a lot of people looking at us strangely when we're running around with boxes of games, but hey, we can maybe convert a bunch of people.
All right, I'm kind of zooming down here because jumping through questions because we have a lot. Sam, will you play shuffleboard with us on the cruise? Joking. I would play shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard, yeah. Ping pong. They have ping pong tables.
Me and are you good at ping pong?
Not great, but
We
I'm
should-
okay.
I think I might whoop you.
You probably would. We'll have to play a game.
Okay. If there was air hockey, I would whoop you. Okay, I'm just saying that right now.
No, I'm good at air hockey.
No, I'm sorry. I would whoop you at air hockey.
I don't know. Do you guys want to see us play air hockey on the cruise?
I don't think there is air hockey on the cruise.
In the video game arcade, I think there is.
That's
there
it.
used to be.
All right, we're playing that air hockey game.
But it's one of those ones that have neon. I think it's one of the neon light up air hockey things.
Who cares?
We'll find out. We're doing an inspection Saturday.
We will start the first annual Dice Tower Air Hockey Showdown. But shuffleboard is something, I mean, I'm not going to probably go out of my way to play it, but if I'm around. But here's what I found the last cruise I went on, there was like some people who hog shuffleboard the whole time. They like never left.
Even cooler on Celebrity, but which we're not going on, they have a lawn and they have bocce ball and lawn darts and stuff.
If Eric plays shuffleboard, I'm going to run him before him and sweep it with a broom. Who's running the Munchkin tournament? The Munchkin tournament is going to be held in one of the lifeboats. Okay, you're going to get in a lifeboat, and then we're going to cut the rope, and then you're going to drift off, just so that we don't want you to be bothered by the rest of the cruise as you go slowly. When playing a new Feld game, Oracle Delphi, I found the ship tiles of power is quite unbalanced. I would go online and tell people that you think they're unbalanced, and maybe they can show you otherwise. I don't think they're unbalanced. Do you?
Ship tiles?
Yeah, you know, like each ship, like you had the ability with the gods.
Oh, but they're all cool. It's the same like Marco Polo. Like every one of them is
You're going to think
cool
everyone
and
except for the one you have is unbalanced.
Yes, you're going to think all the ones that you don't have are better.
Oh, okay, so it's a small board game reviewer in Germany. I guess I still don't know what... We keep coming back to the same question. If you're going on someone's show and you want to play a board game with them, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you got to pick something that they will like. That's the way. That's kind of like if someone says, "I'm going to my grandma's house. What board game should I take?" Well, I don't know your grandma.
But if this is a board game reviewer, let them pick the game for you.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
when we do our Kickstarters and play games with us, we usually ask the people if there's a game that they specifically want to play. And if not, Tom will try to pick games that he knows will be fun for a group. So, you know, let the reviewer do it because he probably is more knowledgeable on what'll be fun for everyone.
Any plans to play Robinson Crusoe on the cruise, or are shipwreck-themed games off limits? Here's the thing. I'm sure they're not off limits, and we know this because the last time we were exploring the cruise ship,
Titanic song.
we're on the cruise ship, near, far, wherever you are.
They
and
were
we're like,
playing
this
it.
seems slightly inappropriate.
Yes.
Will there be opportunities for Pixel Dice Tower group? Of course.
Yes.
I won't promise with the group, except maybe at a show. If you come to the show, we'll all be there. Other than that, we'll probably be scattered around.
And you might, if you come to the show, you might see us all in suits for the picture.
I feel like Sam is saying no right now as he's watching this. Who's the current Dice Tower resident heavy war game expert? That's going to be Rob. Rob Oren's going to be doing more war games in the future. Jumping down. Let's see here. We don't know how big the tables in the conference center are on the ship. We know some of the tables are really big, right? They're the big round ones in the eating area.
Yeah. Here's what we know. There's 50 tables, and we don't know. I think they're 2 feet by 6 feet or something like that. So we're not sure if we're gonna put two of them together and make them 4 feet wide, or we're gonna keep them at 2 feet wide. We're not sure exactly how we're gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out on Saturday. We're going for a pre-cruise inspection thing on this Saturday, before we leave for the real cruise on Thursday. So we're gonna figure some things out then, which hopefully we'll have some more answers, and we'll make sure there's enough space for everyone in the game. They also said we could go into lounges and other things in game, and there'll be plenty of space on the ship to game.
Can Jason beat Tom in pinball?
No, we played pinball in LA, and you wailed on me.
Remember when did we play in LA?
When we were in Santa Monica at the pier. Remember we played pinball and
That's
you wailed on
right.
me?
That was a soccer pinball thing.
Yes. He wailed on me. I'm not good at pinball.
I'm not that good either, but I play more than Jason. All right, well, it is 10:01, and we would normally like to stay on and talk to you guys longer, but the fact is that we need to shut this down because we have to record some reviews and some Q&As and some other stuff. So reviews from me and Jason that you will see this week. We're going to be talking about Toria, which is a game from Hooch and R&R Games, and then Ponzi Scheme, which is Jason is very excited to talk to you about that game.
Yes, Ponzi Scheme.
Both of those will be coming this week, and then in future weeks, Jason and I will be reviewing a small game, which I'm going to bring on the cruise, which is called Insider.
Yes.
Which is, if there's one game I feel like I'm definitely going to play on the cruise, it's going to be Insider. That's a game I'm bringing to dinner with me.
Yes.
Right? That's the kind of game you could bring to dinner and play around a supper table.
Exactly. We might have more than one copy of Insider coming on the cruise, by the way.
Jason and I will also... you have a copy?
I just ordered one, and I think it's going to get here this week. So
Yeah, definitely bring it, because that's one...
We might have 2 copies of Insider on the cruise.
Unicornus Nights will also be reviewing, but that's not going to be for a few weeks that you'll see those reviews. And the best of 2016 and stuff is coming your way. So there's still some more things coming out tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. So keep an eye out for them. We'd like to thank you guys for coming on and watching us tonight. And until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
Jason Levine. We'll see you on that ship. And for those who aren't, we'll see you next year, December 2nd on Dietary Cruise 2017.
Near, far, wherever you are.
Da 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 da
la 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 la.
My heart will go on.